Hello YouTube, I'm Toby. Now in today's video we will be, first off benchmarking the AMD Phenom II X3 710, which is a 3-core processor clocked at 2.6 GHz. We will also be overclocking it a little bit later. I'll get into why in a bit, but let's just stick with the details of the processor right now. So this processor was released in 2009. It's 95 watts. Which is quite a lot for a 3-core processor. Now it is a 64-bit processor and it's based off of the K10 architecture, which is fairly old, and we've had one or two Phenoms with that architecture before, which means we are going to suffer some performance loss. Well, not loss, but just poor performance due to the age and, well, general not goodness of these cores. Also, during the overclocking phase, I managed to change something in the BIOS, so now it looks like it's a quad core, even though it still only identifies as a 3-core. You'll know what I mean once we get into it, but keep in mind this is the very same processor through the entire test. The system itself, we have an old AM3 Plus motherboard. We have 16 GB of DDR3 RAM and an RX 560 old card. Still decent for 2021, not the best, not the worst. But without further ado, let's get into the benchmarks and the overclock and further benchmarking. Alright, so the benchmarks are complete. We did get some better performance from overclocking this. I think I may be able to overclock that a little bit further, but it seemed to be nice and stable around 3.12 gigahertz, and I feel that might be good enough. And well, I mentioned in an earlier Phenom video that these old K10 Phenom processors are starting to get to a point where they're really not worth it anymore for anything. And I sort of still believe that is true, given that, yeah, overclocking gives you a lot more performance, but you can never really be sure how much extra performance you can get out of the processors, which is generally why I don't overclock doing these benchmark videos. That being said, I still believe these are fun processors to work with, you know, from an enthusiast standpoint, and if you want to get into this, the AM3 Plus platform has a lot of different types of processors that are quite fun to play with, actually. However, just to play around with, that's the only reason I see anyone using these processors today. But the cores themselves are really old. They weren't really that good when they came out, but now they're really starting to show their age and their core architecture. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching.